Hey, it's me, Rykor. Today we're going to have a look at the Peaks of Time, the Viper's Marsh event. So when we click on this event and we click on the epic rewards, we can see these following rewards. A couple of normal scrolls, faction scrolls, and most importantly, Dura's blade, where the longer you stay in battle, this increases the amount of attack power, and if you upgrade it, this increases your accuracy as well. So when we have a look at the common rewards, we get a bit of gold, dust, enhancement tokens, and diamonds. Fantastic for a starter account. So when we begin this event, we are greeted with this screen. So this event is particularly difficult as it gives you a specific relic that debuffs you or enhances your teams. This is called the Flag of Courage. If your team has a factional advantage over their enemy, you deal 100% additional damage and suffer 25% less damage. Otherwise, you'll deal 25% less damage. So basically what this means is, if I'm, for example, going up against Maulers and Graveborn, my Lightbearer heroes will do more damage against these Maulers, but they'll deal less damage against these Graveborn heroes over here. So it is best to have a few wilder heroes instead to deal with these Graveborn heroes. I'm going to test to do this event completely without a faction. So my main damage dealer is going to be a dimensional, a Celestial Hypergene, which is going to be Lucretia. You can use Prince of Persia, Lucretia, or a decently upgraded Irons or Saurus. Either one will do an extremely good job in this event. Additionally, you can also power level a bit. This will allow you to easily complete this event and allow you to cruise through all of these enemies, as you can see from the current enemies that I'm fighting. Also, in this event, some of the epic enemies do not give any relics, so it's best to avoid as many relics as possible. This will ensure that you don't waste any unnecessary attacks and you don't lose heroes throughout the entire event. So make sure you choose relics that benefit your team the most. Additionally, what you can do is bring a lot of control heroes and a lot of sustain. So this can be in the form of Lucius and Silas, one providing a shield and Silas providing a significant amount of healing. And then the control is through Odin and Pharrell, who will easily be able to stun, group up enemies, and remove their energy when needed. And my main damage dealer here, as you can see, is Lucretia, as she can easily deal with all of these enemies in this entire event. Also spread out throughout the event, you'll see these recruitment camps where you can recruit specific heroes if you are struggling with certain enemies. So when you, for example, are fighting Graveborn, then some of these heroes, any one of these, will be a great option to fight against them. Additionally, they'll scale to your heroes. So if your highest hero is a mythic hero, then the current options from above will be mythic as well. So just have a look throughout the map and see which enemies you can gain relics. So this common enemies, you'll gain a relic. And if you click on these elite enemies, does not drop a relic. However, some of these elite enemies you have to attack in order to progress into the next section of the map. So it's best to plan out what is the best way for you and your team to move as efficiently as possible through the whole map. As you can see here, the enemies are being easily defeated and they are no challenge for my team. All right, so just have a look which side is the easiest to get through. It seems like this side will be the easiest, as there are many Lightbearers and they're weak against Graveborn heroes. So this will be to my advantage, as I will be dealing more damage to them and they will be dealing less damage to me. The reason why I'm using Lucretia is she can deal a significant amount of damage, and she can instantly teleport to the enemy wherever they may be standing on the battlefield. So here is the first chief enemies, but I'm going to first look around. There are 2 common enemies where you can gain a couple more relics and to make that fight a bit easier. If you have a full Graveborn team, then this will work extremely well when fighting that chief enemies. However, what you can do, you can also bring a sustain hero such as Saurus, who will easily be able to heal himself, take all the damage, and will be able to kill all the enemies. So I'll highly recommend, if possible, try and get a mercenary for this specific event. Right, there we go. Now you can choose any one of these heroes. So there we go. I'm going to choose a hero. And there is another camp here. So this is for light bearers. So you can choose one of these light bearers if you're missing one, or you would like to, for example, gain a specific damage dealer, healer, or additional damage or support, and so forth. So I'm going to attack these enemies next to gain another relic. But the best way to essentially pass through this stage is just to power level through this, as your entire team will have additionally more levels, more health, more attack, and it will be much easier to conquer through these enemies than to struggle with an unoptimized team. Especially on a starter account when the roster of your heroes is not that big and you don't have many of the faction heroes, and you're specifically focusing on one team, then it's best just to get a mercenary or just power level through it. As you can see, even though I'm taking quite a bit of damage, both of my tank, Lucius, and support Silas can easily heal up and mitigate a lot of the damage that is incoming. All right. Still trying to get as many relics as possible so that chief enemies as easy as possible to defeat. As some of these chief enemies can sometimes one-shot your allies if they do not have the necessary relics, as in this case. So it's best to restart if you've lost an allied hero, and to just keep on retrying until you get the desired effect out of the win condition. There we go. Hopefully I can deal enough damage to this team. Oh, they killed my Silas. Okay, so I'm going to have to attack them a bit later, as they're dealing a bit too much damage. So as you can see here, this is the first chief enemies. So my Odin and my Pharrell will easily be able to remove Lucius's energy, so they will not be able to heal up. Additionally, if Belinda tries to ult, then my team should remove the energy, but they did not in that case, so I'll have to just retry again. So it does help having a significant amount of CC and control with your teams so that the enemies can't deal damage or heal. So something they're not able to stun them, so it's good to have a lot of stuns. There we go. So Odin, when he uses his ult on an enemy, the enemy will not be able to gain energy for a couple of seconds thereafter. This essentially resets the enemy, and this makes the enemy have to regain that energy and simply just use their normal attacks in order to attack me. And there we go, we just passed the stage and we will get an epic relic. So I want to choose a bit of defense. All right, so we're going to get a few more relics in order to progress.